What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kev coming to you with another video, and this time I'm gonna be looking at the Pacers and Cavs game 5. Cavs win 98-95 over the Pacers. Of course, the big story: LeBron James hits the game-winning three as time expires to give the Cavs a 3-2 lead in the series over the Pacers. Pacers controlled the first half, but the Cavs got a big third quarter. They scored 32 in the quarter. Pacers scored 17, and then it got close late, but the Cavs were able to hold on for the victory. One clear discrepancy for the Pacers free throw percentage. Both teams shot 27 free throws on a night each, but the difference was the Cavaliers, they made 26 of 27. The Pacers 21 of 27. I mean, that was clearly the difference in this game. Just got to make your free throws. Once again, the Cavs needed an extraordinary performance from LeBron James. Of course, I mentioned he had the game winner, but 44 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. I believe he moved past Jerry West for most 40-point games in NBA playoff history. Now he only trails Michael Jordan. Another big time game for Kyle Korver. Korver was, in my opinion, the hero of Game 4 with his big 3-pointers down the stretch to get the victory in Indy. But another big game for Korver tonight. 19 points, 5 of 9 from 3-point range. Also, he added 6 rebounds. But he was the only other Cavalier to score over 15 points. Kevin Love, a big-time struggle tonight. 11 points, 2 of 11 shooting. He did grab 10 rebounds though, but again, a big struggle night for him. J.R. Smith, 0 of 8 from the field tonight. He put up a goose egg on the scoreboard. Not good. Rodney Hood, 4 points. Jordan Clarkson, 4 points. Those were the guys that had been stepping up for the Cavaliers, since they came in during the trade deadline. But just clearly horrible shooting from everyone else not named LeBron James and Kyle Korver. But the Cavaliers were still able to come out with the victory. Again, game 6, Friday. Cavs looking to advance to the second round. I'm gonna go ahead and get to my Pacers stats lines before I get into my real thoughts about this game. Looking at the Pacers stats, man, Victor Oladipo, he was the man in game 1. My pick for most improved player. Coming from a guy that's usually the second or third option to being the main guy and leading the Pacers to the playoffs. I mean, in the way he played in game 1, I mean, he was just awesome. I mean, but tonight just was not good at all. 12 points tonight. 12 points, 2 of 15 from the field. He did great. He did grab 12 rebounds. He was 7 of 9 from the free throw line, but just not a good night for your star player. But other guys stepped up. Other guys, including the guy that he was traded with from OKC to Indiana in the Paul George trade, Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis leads the Pacers in scoring off the bench, 22 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 5 rebounds. Now, Domantas Sabonis is the son of Arvydas Sabonis. I was old enough to remember back then when he was a star center for the Portland Trail Blazers when they were going up against the Los Angeles Lakers in some memorable playoff series and games. I still remember those Portland teams with, again, Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Damian Stoudemire. I mean, those were some really good Portland teams that took the Shaq and Kobe Lakers to the limit sometimes. Gave them really good games. But Sabonis was with a big game. Thaddeus Young had 16 points, 8 of 9 shooting. Uh, he was big for the Pacers. Stevenson, other than that mean crossover on Rodney Hood, he only had 12 points. Really wasn't that effective in this game. Bojan Bogdanovic, the Game 3 hero, he only had 11 points in this game. He struggled shooting. He was 4 of 9 from the field. Really didn't do anything else. Not tonight. Yeah, but just not enough guys stepping up in place of Victor Oladipo, and then of course Oladipo's game I just told you about. It just really did the Pacers in this game, but and yet they still lost by 3. Now I'm about to get into my real thoughts about this game. I really didn't get into the game to the fourth quarter. The Cavs were up by like 12 with like 8 minutes left. Pacers come back and tie the game. It was some really horrid, putrid offense from the Cavaliers as far as shot selection and passes and turnovers. I thought that LeBron could have been a little bit more aggressive. He's being guarded by guys like Lance Stevenson in the post, and he's just doing a couple jab steps and then putting up a weak jumper that he's trying to draw a foul or something on. I just wish that LeBron would stay in attack mode, through all 4 quarters, because it seems like the fourth quarter he wants to start shooting jumpers and stuff, which he's definitely got better at, but still that hasn't been the strength in his career. But yeah, the Cavs' late game offense was terrible, I think, down the stretch. And that's why the Pacers were able to come back after the big third quarter that the Cavs had. But just the last sequence of the game, was it the last 9, 10 seconds of the game? Well, no, excuse me, the last 20, 30 seconds of the game. Of course, the last 3 possessions, I'll just say that, the last 3 possessions. Cavs had the ball. LeBron was under the basket, and Thaddeus Young knocks the ball out of LeBron James' hands. The ball actually hits the baseline, and LeBron paused because he thought the ref was going to call it out of bounds. But there's no call by the ref, and the ball bounces off of LeBron James's right elbow out of bounds, and that's when the ref called out of bounds and gave the ball to Indiana. This is when the game was 95-95. Victor Oladipo brings the ball up for Indiana. He has a chance. They get a pick and roll switch. LeBron comes up and guards Oladipo like he's been doing. He backs up almost to half court and he gets a running start. Actually gets past LeBron, makes a good move, gets past LeBron, and LeBron follows him. Oladipo goes up for a layup. It's blocked by James. It was under 5 seconds. James gets the block, and then Cleveland calls timeout with 3 seconds remaining. Honestly, I'm a big LeBron James fan, and honestly, I do believe the ball actually hit the backboard by that much before LeBron got his hand on it. They showed a replay on the TV screen. I mean, it definitely looked like it was goaltending, but it was so close to where it was so close to where it really wasn't too obvious. I mean, we've all seen LeBron James make a chase down block so many times, in his career that, off first glance, it basically it just looked like a regular LeBron James big time block. I mean, I do believe it was goaltending, but I don't know. Maybe it was a makeup call by the refs for not getting that call right on the other end with LeBron in the strip out of bounds. Maybe. I don't know. I guess not, but I would think not. But still, you know how people love the thing about the refs helping out LeBron. And then, of course, with 3 seconds remaining, LeBron James gets the ball off the inbounds, and then he hits the game-winning three-pointer at the top of the key to give the Cavs the victory. Now, my thing is, I just got to gripe with all this. LeBron James hits the game-winning 3. He's pumping his chest. he's getting on top of the what's the name, saluting the crowd and all that stuff. I'm like, it's game 5 against Indiana. The series should be over. The series should be over at this point. It should have been a regular sweep. Then it should have been a gentleman's sweep, but they're going to a game 6. I just felt that was just too much. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but I felt that celebration was just a little bit too much, for a game 5 victory in the first round over the Pacers, who you should have swept. I mean, I get it, his teammates haven't really backed him up, much, but, some of this stuff is on LeBron as well. A big reason is the late stages of Game 3. I mean, this is the reason why I say the series should be over, because we all remember, if y'all seen the game, we all seen that play where Cleveland turns the ball over and LeBron James is literally just backs up and stays on one side of the court while Indiana's on a fast break, 5-on-4, and then they get the big 3 from Bogdanovich, while LeBron is basically walking back on defense. I'm like, golly, you're supposed to be the leader of this team. You're supposed to be the best player in the world. You're supposed to, many times when he's been mic'd up before games, he always tells his teammates to follow his lead. That's not a good lead to follow. I mean, he just clearly left his teammates out to dry in that moment. And it was at that moment where I said, hey, what's Cleveland's motto in the playoffs? Whatever it takes. I mean, for the rest of the series, LeBron needs to do whatever it takes to get that image out of my head. Like, seriously, that was just horrible. That was a horrible show of a leader in a playoff game. I mean, who knows? If he would have hustled back, maybe they still make the 3 or they still make a bucket and they still win the game. But I feel that, that was the big play of the game. LeBron not getting back on defense. I mean, that was just my play of the game. And I feel if he does, maybe Indiana doesn't make the shot. And maybe this game winner here in game 5 eliminates Indiana. But I say all that to say this. I mean, it really shouldn't have had to come to this. This series should be over. This series should be over. I mean, this never should have been a series in the first place. Game 1, Cleveland comes out lackadaisical. They didn't expect Indiana to have the fight in them that they did. Indiana just came out and just took their hearts in game 1. And again, game 3, I just went over LeBron James' lackadaisical defense, led to Indiana winning that game. I mean, you look at what Philadelphia did in the series against Miami. You look at Toronto with that great bench behind DeRozan and Lowry. I mean, you look at the undermanaged Celtics team, with a great coach like Brad Stevens. Cleveland's not in any shape to beat those teams. I mean, even the undermanaged Celtics, Cleveland's not in the shape to beat those teams, man, because, it's all about playing hard on defense, giving effort defensively. With the way Indiana controlled the first half against Cleveland, if that was any of those teams that I named, Cleveland wouldn't have been able to come back. Cleveland wouldn't have been able to lock in defensively and come back and win the game. That game would have been over after the first half. I mean, whatever top secret defense that Ty Lue was talking about that his team was working on, I don't know whether they need to go back to the drawing board or whatever, because it's not working. But seriously, I can go on and on about that. But I'm just going to wrap up this video right here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next video.